let's talk about the higher self. Now, a lot of people talk about the higher self, right? And many people think, how do I connect to my higher self, right? So this is what we're going to explore today. The higher self, what it is, how to connect, and basically, what's it all about? So stay tuned for that. For those who don't know me, I am Linda Armstrong. I'm an energy healer and an awakening coach. And what I do is I help people to clear subconscious programming that is holding them back from stepping into their full potential to create a life that they love, and that's my website, lovemylife.coach. And everything I do is all about how to assist people into really stepping into their power, their truth, that they are love, and from that energy you can create anything. And so, we want to love our lives, right? That's what this is all about. That's what I work with every day. So since I was just saying that I work with every day, like how to love your life more, right? Or how to step into your true power as this energy of love. I mean, that's what we are. Everything that exists is made up out of energy, and all energy is connected to all other energy. It's like this big soup of particles of energy, of vibration, that possibly comes from one source. So whatever you want to call that source, that's entirely up to you. God, universe, source, spirit, the all that is. I mean, there's just so many names for that energy, but I've come to understand and to know that for me, that's true. We're all connected, right? And just all different aspects of ourselves. You've got the bright light sides and you have the shadow sides, right? The darker energy, the lower energy sides. And all of it contributes to experience, right? So we come here into this body, onto the earth anyway. That's where I am, right? So I'm going to talk about the earth. We come here to experience, to grow, to expand our souls, right? Like to expand ourselves in the bigger picture. So if all time exists at the same time, right, then if you can get in line with the fact that we've had, say, many different lives, you could kind of look at it as many different aspects of the one, the everything. Well, that's really huge, right? So the everything would be everybody's experience contributing to all of it, right? Because it's just huge. Okay, so this is getting freaky because I got all these different thoughts going through my head, but I'm just going to try to keep going with it and see where it takes me, because I know what I want to get to. I want to get to the higher self, right? But for some reason, this stuff's coming through, so I'm going to let it flow. Yeah, so where was I? So we're energy, right? Okay, so you have these many different lifetimes, right? Now, since time is just an illusion, and if all time exists at the same time, then you have all of those lives happening at the same time, all those past lives that we can put on what we know as a timeline from our human selves right here, right now on the earth, and we can see it as happening at different times, right? Because we associate it to time, to like this 24-hour clock. But if we were just in spirit, it's just like experience. Just like we have experience throughout the day, all of that different lifetime experiences would be the same thing. Like flipping through pages of a book, chapters in a book, right? It's just bits and pieces of experience which possibly happened over many lifetimes, and we might look at it as, hundreds, thousands of years ago, or hundreds, thousands of years into the future. Either way you want to look at it, say it all exists at the same time, and you can kind of tap into those different aspects of you, well, then where does the higher self reside, right? So the higher self, if you have a higher self, your higher self, that higher knowing of you, and it is operating through all timelines all the time, then you're never disconnected. Okay, so I guess what I'm going around this in a kind of a weird way, and I'm probably going to crack up at myself when I listen back at this, because it's making sense to me on some level as I say these words. You're always connected to your higher self, right? So you're always receiving information from your higher self, information being downloaded, right? So in fact, I'm just being reminded right now, like, what is deja vu? It's just you're being reminded of something. You come in contact with someone who possibly you knew in another life, which might be happen exactly at the same time, all at the same time, right? So it's like higher self is sending you some kind of knowing, or why would it be there? So anyway, what I'm coming to realize for myself is, number one, you can't not be connected to your higher self, right? You're always connected to your higher self. But with that connection comes information that will be sent to you, downloaded to you, or that is always there that you can sometimes access, okay? So you can either look at it like it's downloading to you, or you're accessing it on another plane, on another level. So some people think, and I've heard it before, where people say, well, I don't know how to connect with my higher self, or I don't know if I'm getting messages from my higher self, or I don't know how to talk to my higher self, or I don't even know if just so many questions, right? But the truth is, the connection is always there. You're never disconnected. So it's sort of like, it's just a conscious awareness, right? So if you think that it has to be a certain way in order to make this connection, then that thought of it having to be a certain way actually blocks all of the different ways that it can come. So if you can just open your mind and say, you know what, maybe I am connecting all the time. I'm constantly receiving information from my higher self, even when I'm not aware of it. And I think a way to prove that is when you just know something. Okay, so there's intuition, and you might think, oh yeah, I'm tapping into my intuition. But what is that? So it's your guides. It's your higher self. I tend to believe that my higher self is made up of my guides, right? It's all these outer aspects that make up the bigger energy that is me, that I can tap into and have it help guide me throughout my day. Right? So sometimes you just wind up in the right place at the right time. Okay, and you think, wow, that worked out pretty good. What a coincidence. Or I don't even know how that happened, but somehow I'm here. I mean, actually, my whole road to being a healer, that's exactly how it happened. I don't even know how it happened. I don't know how I wound up here. But somehow this is what I'm doing now. Because I've always had the connection, and it's always been guiding me to where I am now in the way that was best for me. So I think that if I had consciously said, I would have never said that 20 years ago, I'm going to be a healer. Never. I don't even know what a healer was back then, right? So you're constantly being guided. You're constantly connected to your higher self. There's nothing special you need to do, except for maybe decide or acknowledge for yourself that you are always connected. So maybe if anything I've said in this whole video, which sounds like a bunch of like weird gobbledygook, which whether it all makes sense, I don't know. Maybe when I listen back to it, I'll say, oh yeah, well, that actually does make sense. Right now it feels like it doesn't. The point that I'm trying to make is you're always being guided. Okay, it's always there for you, whether you know it or not. So you can make the decision, and you can step into, and you could open yourself up to really, truly accepting the truth that you're always connected to your higher self, because your higher self is you. All right, let's play with that for a little bit. So anyway, I don't know. This is just one of those goofy videos, and I just kind of felt like, I don't know, let's talk about the higher self. Higher self is cool, you know. Things like that, guides, you know. Ask for signs. It's always there. Anytime something happens that seems a little bit different in any aspect, whether it's a coincidence or something odd, but it takes your attention in some way, just pay a little more attention to that and look for what the hidden messages are. Not hidden, because sometimes, I mean, it doesn't like hit you over the head with words like we would like to hear it, like go this way, you know, like turn right and then a left, and then 2 years later you'll be at, and now you're a healer. Yeah, I don't know, right? It just doesn't, nothing lines up about any of my experience anyway about how I got to where I am now, but somehow I'm here. So I know that I've been guided to this point, and that my higher self is leading the way, always, all the time. So you can just wake up every day and say, higher self, move me through my life today and take me to what is perfect for me, what is next for me on my journey here. Enlighten me, my conscious, the part of me that's in this body here, my consciousness, so I can know it on a more thinking level, what it is I'm here to do and how to get there. Or in my case, I don't really have to know. I just like to feel my way through and allow for these little forks in the road or unusual circumstances that kind of like make me go, whoops, this way. Oh, okay, why am I going this way? But this feels good. So that's how you'll know, because you'll know if it feels right within you. So maybe follow that. And you know what? That's all, because this is a crazy video today. I'm going to leave it at that. I would love you to subscribe, share, comment below. This was a crazy one, you know, whatever, whatever you want to do. That's all for today. I'll see you on another video. Bye. Okay, that was the goofiest thing ever.